Today is going to be the first video in our new series, Treat Yourself Better. In this series, we're going to focus on different muscle groups, and I'm going to teach you how to roll, stretch, and strengthen each muscle group. Today's video is on the shoulders. So what you're going to need is a lacrosse ball and a mat or a wall to start off, and then we'll get going with some weights and some stretches. Grab your stuff. Okay, so we're going to start by rolling out the muscles that are tense, and then afterwards we're going to stretch them. For the rolling portion, all you're going to need is a lacrosse ball. You might want to put the lacrosse ball in a nylon so it's easier to get it into the right positions on your back, but that's up to you. So I'm going to use this to point on myself where we're going to be positioning the ball and then show you what we're going to do. Okay, so the first point that we're going to be positioning the ball at is right here at the top of the shoulder blade on the inside. So we're going to be putting the ball right there. And you can, if you want more pressure, you'll do this laying on the floor. If you want to control the pressure a little bit differently and have lighter pressure, you can do it against the wall. I'm going to show you on the floor. So I'm going to position the ball here on myself. And I'm going to do a snow angel type action with my arm. So I'm going to do this 5 to 10 times, and then I'm going to go up and down this way. So you could also hit both shoulders at the same time. If you have two lacrosse balls, you put one under each side, and you can do both sides. The next position that we're going to hit the ball is going to be a little bit lower down, still on the inside of that shoulder blade, but down towards the bottom here. So I'm on the inside of my shoulder blade, lower down, and again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to lay down on the ball, arm up and down like this, and then arm like this. I'm going to show you 3 more spots, and then we're going to move on to some stretching. Then we're going to move the ball just to the inside right here. So your shoulder blade comes down in a scoop, and right at the bottom there, that's where we're going to be putting the ball. And once again, snow angels, and moving our arm up and down. That's just going to move the muscle underneath the ball and help loosen it up. Then we're going to move it up and to the outside, and the same thing. Snow angel and going up and down. So this is going to loosen the shoulder from the back side. And afterwards, we're going to move to the front and position the ball right here. You're going to either lay on the floor or go up against a wall, just like so. And same thing, I'm bringing my arm up and down. I'm not going to do the other one for obvious reasons. And that should loosen the shoulder from the front. So now I'm going to move into some stretches. Okay, so now that we've rolled those areas, we're going to stretch them. The first thing we're going to do is a stretch on the chair. So we're going to put our hands like this, drop our elbows onto the chair, and drop our head between the arms. So you're going to hold each stretch for 5 to 10 deep breaths. The next stretch I'll have you do, very simple, we call it thread the needle. We're going to go into a child's pose, but we're going to have our palm facing up, and we're going to have one arm forward. So my palm is facing up. I make sure both my shoulders are facing the mat. So a lot of people, when they go into this stretch, they don't get the right stretch because they twist in one direction. You need to keep your shoulders facing the floor and drop down. So your shoulder here is down, but the arm is across the body. And you'll do 5 to 10 deep breaths on each side. Now we're going to drop down to the floor and hit the front part of the shoulder, but we're going to hit the lower part and the upper part. So to hit the lower part, we're going to lay on our stomach and put our arms straight and on a diagonal up like this. So I lay on my stomach, I put my arm out, probably about 45-degree angle from your body, put my hand under my opposite shoulder, and I'm going to twist. And then I'm going to take that same arm, and now, instead of having it up like this, I'm going to have it out at a 90-degree bend in my elbow, and straight out from my shoulder, and turn away. So you'll feel this a little bit more in your chest, loosening up the muscles on the front, and then I'm going to repeat the same 2 stretches on the other side. So diagonal, and turn away. After 5 to 10 deep breaths, 90-degree angle in the elbow, and turn away. The last stretch I'm going to do is actually for this area here. This one's really easy to get wrong, so I'm going to give you a few pointers to make sure you're hitting the right area. I'm going to bring my arm across. I'm going to keep this shoulder down. And I'm going to use this arm to pull it in. If you want an extra stretch, because some people are flexible and they don't feel the stretch here, what I'm going to do is take this straight arm, so my left, and I'm going to push it against my right arm. So I'm pushing it against to get a little bit of a pull through here, or an extra pull. You might call it traction. And then I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Keeping the shoulder down, turning my head, pushing my straight arm against my bent arm. And those are the stretches we're going to do.